Hey guys, it's me. Uh, well, the UAP hearings, huh? What are we thinking about them? Do you feel like they were a step forward? Do you think we're stagnant? What do you think? I I'm pretty optimistic. I watched about 80% and then I had to go to like listening to it because I had to drive to pick up my mom who's visiting. But I wanted to just review a couple of things because I found certain things kind of interesting. The one thing that sticks out the most to me, and I don't know if the same thing happened to you too, but um, first of all, Ryan Graves, David Grusch, um, Fravor. I mean, amazing witnesses. Amazing. They are. There's, I don't think enough can be said about the courage and the integrity of these three witnesses. They're amazing. And also, I'd like to recognize, rightfully so, Representative Burchett and Representative Luna. And I also wanted to, recognize Representative Garcia and Moskowitz. And I just thought that they all did. I think the questions that the representatives posed were even Matt Gaetz, which kind of kills me to say, but even he seemed to take a serious invested interest in the seriousness of this. And it seems like it's landing finally on everybody how important it is to quit keeping secrets. And the thing that is paramount across the board, get the disclosure done on the things that you can and be honest about the things that you can release to us. Understanding fully that there are going to be things like certain kinds of technology that we can't know about yet. I understand that. I have mentioned it before. I'm not greedy. I really am not. And that's the other thing. We're, as a public, I don't feel like we're entirely out of bounds with what we're requesting. We're just asking to not be treated like morons and have a little bit of respect for us and our ability to comprehend, process, and then inquire if we want to, and be able to ask questions and actually get some serious responses back instead of going crickets worldwide. It's like enough's enough. And I feel like that really came through in this hearing. Again, I go to all the representatives that were speaking. I know that they went through and they thanked the witnesses, which was great. And they also recognized like Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp were represented. The weaponized podcast guys, who I've mentioned a gazillion times, they were there. And I had watched after the fact. I followed up and watched some items on Need to Know with Bryce Zabel, who mentioned something that is sticking in my brain, and I'm going to do an entire episode on it after my research is done. What I'm curious about is that now that we have this certain level of disclosure, a while back, I did an episode on the day after disclosure. What happens, right? Like SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, I kind of wonder what their purpose is, because during that episode, I found a quote that someone from SETI anonymously said when they were asked that question. And his answer was disconcerting because the answer was, it's above my pay grade. Our job is to find intelligence life forms. Next step's not up to us. So that means it would be up to what? The government. Well, and there we lie the problem. But SETI is not hungry to be part of those next steps. So why are we going to continue to probably dole out a pretty good chunk of money to research, unless it's continued, it's going beyond because of technology that may be shared with them through this disclosure and through the non-human intelligences? I don't know. Maybe they are going to be in on the loop, and maybe they'll be able to continue their work and have something of substance to share going forward. And if that's the case, great. But that's what I intend to find out when I go on this little journey of finding out where SETI is going to fit in going forward. Because it's an interesting question. And if you have an opinion on it, I would love to hear it. But I also, I found it interesting that David Grusch, the whistleblower, um, was not cleared to disclose a lot of things still. And it was kind of, I sort of started getting a little annoyed that it was like, okay, I can tell you that information, but I can't tell any, like, I can tell you in a skiff, meaning that, the classified, where you can have where you can view classified documents and receive information that's classified or above a certain level of top secret or whatever. That became quite annoying. And I'm sure it was annoying to him too. But there were things that I wanted to really hear the answers to that he wasn't cleared to share. And, saying over and over again, well, I can give you that information, but it's going to have to be offline and in a private skiff. Okay. Well, there's only so many times that's going to wash until the government starts to peel back those layers and say, okay, you get a little more freedom here. You can say, now that it's really out there and we're not in the dark about it anymore, maybe we'll be allowed to hear some more. I don't know. It would be great. I I hate to say that I'm still skeptical, but there is a part of me that is, okay? But I think for obvious reasons. It's almost like the boy who cried wolf, right? When he finally does tell the truth, you're like, I'm going to come out, but I'm going to come out slow. So, but yeah, Bryce Zabel's the one who brought up the SETI thing and have had my brain going quite crazy on it. And it was very, concerning to hear that commercial pilots. This was really, really interesting that the amount of commercial pilots, thank God for Ryan Graves starting his, Americans for Safe Aerospace program, because there needs to be a system where it's funneled in the information, the reports, the UAP sightings for both military and commercial. But I heard more about the reference to commercial pilots really not feeling like they had the endorsement of powers that be, their higher ups, that they could disclose a sighting or encounter without repercussions. And I find that disgusting and distasteful, quite honestly, and dangerous, because if they can't tell or disclose what they're seeing, how do we know? Then where do we begin? They're an important source of our information. They're vital to pushing this needle forward. I mean, and then their safety. They're commercial pilots. We're on those planes. You, me, our moms, our dads, our sisters, our brothers, our friends. I mean, if they can't feel safe in the skies, what does that mean for us? It doesn't make me want to race out and get on a plane, you know? Well, it never does though. I'm one of those like, where's the drink cart kind of gals. But I know that they need to focus on getting reporting more organized. And now that it's going to be taken seriously, I feel as though this really could mean a big shift where, UAP sightings and reports will be taken absolutely seriously and absolutely not buried. Okay. Again, I go back to what I said at the beginning about technologies, understanding that there's going to be limits to that. I do just hope that as time goes on here and another hearing comes out, because that there's people are just too hungry for it. And this really, I do feel like it satisfied a lot of things, because you got to see that Congress is finally in Senate are taking this matter seriously. And now disclosure, I would say, is at least halfway there, at least at this point. And I feel better about that. massive next steps. Everyone's got their takeaways, and I understand that it's going to take time, and it's already taken so long. And I mean, it's ridiculous, but we're all here for it, I think, right? And I just wanted to get, I just needed to close the gap on this because I've been doing so many videos rolling through to lead up to this hearing. And I just wanted to touch base with you. I'm going to go back out and have cocktails with my mom now. And I hope until next time, I hope you are staying happy and healthy and stay weird and keep your eyes and ears open and definitely keep looking at the skies. And we will be back in touch soon. Take care. Bye.